Pest companies use synthetic neurotoxins that linger in your carpets. Nature engineered a flower extract that degrades safely in 24 hours, but is an absolute kill switch for cold-blooded pests. The decision in the pest control aisle is rarely as simple as picking a spray and heading home. Many products on the shelf rely on synthetic neurotoxins engineered to linger, sometimes for weeks, deep in carpet fibers, upholstery, and even the dust that settles behind furniture. That kind of long-lasting residue promises ongoing protection, but it also means repeated exposure for anyone living with those surfaces. In homes with crawling toddlers, curious pets, or anyone who spends time on the floor, the trade-off becomes a daily reality. The choice is between a chemical barrier that keeps working after the pests are gone, and a fast-acting option that vanishes almost as quickly as it strikes. For families, the difference is not just technical, it is about how much invisible chemistry they are willing to live with, and for how long. The question of persistence is woven into every household routine. Long before the modern pesticide aisle existed, dried chrysanthemum flowers held a quiet power. Ground into a fine dust, these blooms became a staple in military camps, scattered over bedding and uniforms to drive out lice and fleas. Soldiers relied on this natural powder during long campaigns, when disease-carrying insects threatened more than just comfort. The practice was so widespread that by the 1800s, pyrethrum powder appeared on quartermasters' supply lists across Europe and Asia. In Vienna, Johann Zackerl saw an opportunity. He transformed this folk remedy into a commercial product, founding his insect powder factory in the late 19th century. Zackerl's brand reached pharmacies and households as far as Paris and New York, bridging the world of field camps and city living. The journey from flower to factory shelf set the stage for pyrethrum's leap into the modern era of pest control. Pyrethrins begin their journey in the petals of Chrysanthemum cinerariifolium, not in a chemical reactor. Each batch starts with harvested flowers, most grown on highland farms in Kenya or Tasmania, where the climate encourages maximum pyrethrin content. Extracting the active compounds involves either solvent washing or supercritical carbon dioxide, separating the insecticidal esters from the plant material. Unlike synthetic pyrethroids, which are assembled in factories from petrochemical feedstocks, natural pyrethrins are bound by the cycles of agriculture, rainfall, soil health, and the pace of the harvest. This reliance on seasonal crops raises questions about supply stability and environmental footprint, especially as global demand for plant-based pest control continues to grow. What makes pyrethrins so effective against fleas and ants is their precise attack on the insect nervous system. This isn't a single chemical at work, but a family of 6 related esters, pyrethrin I and 2, cynarin Y and 2, jasmine I and 2, each with a distinctive strained cyclopropane ring at its core. That ring isn't just a chemical oddity. It's the structural feature that primes these molecules for rapid action. When a flea or ant comes into contact with pyrethrins, the molecules bind tightly to voltage-gated sodium channels in the insect's nerve cells. This binding forces the channels to stay open longer than they should, flooding the nerve with sodium ions and triggering a storm of uncontrolled electrical signals. The result is immediate. The insect's muscles convulse, then seize up, leading to paralysis within minutes. What looks like suffocation is actually a total collapse of the nervous system, a vulnerability that cold-blooded pests cannot survive. For mammals, these same compounds are quickly broken down, but for tiny invaders, the strike is both swift and fatal. Pyrethrins were never designed by nature to linger. Their molecular structure, built around an ester bond and a light-absorbing chromophore, makes them especially vulnerable to sunlight and air. When exposed to indoor lighting, photolysis and oxidation break the molecule apart, slashing its potency in a matter of hours. Laboratory findings show that more than 90% of pyrethrin residues vanish from surfaces within a day. This rapid breakdown stands in sharp contrast to synthetic pyrethroids, which are engineered to resist both light and chemical attack, often persisting for weeks. The practical trade-off is clear. Pyrethrins deliver a powerful, immediate strike against exposed pests, but their short life means there is little leftover protection for eggs or hidden nests. For anyone weighing pest control options, the fleeting presence of pyrethrins means a cleaner surface tomorrow, but also a narrower window to catch every invader. Mammals, including people and pets, break down pyrethrins quickly using natural enzymes that target the molecule's ester bond. This process, called ester hydrolysis, means the compounds rarely accumulate in the body. For most household uses, this rapid breakdown is a key reason pyrethrin sprays are considered low risk when applied as directed. The story is different for aquatic life. Fish and many invertebrates lack the same metabolic pathways, making them highly sensitive. Just a trace amount in water can be dangerous. Safe use at home depends on careful reading of the label, good ventilation, and keeping sprays away from aquariums or outdoor ponds. Repeated exposure to any insecticide exerts pressure on pest populations to adapt. Fleas and ants that survive a round of treatment are more likely to carry genetic mutations that help them withstand the next dose. Over time, this selection process can lead to resistance, making the original solution less effective. In response, the pest control industry has leaned into synthetic pyrethroids, compounds designed to persist longer on surfaces, maintaining lethal concentrations for days or even weeks. This extended presence increases the odds of killing hidden or late-arriving pests, but it also means a constant selection pressure that can accelerate resistance. The market now splits between fast-acting, short-lived sprays and long-lasting synthetics, each shaped by the ongoing arms race between chemistry and evolving pests. Nature's chemistry still outpaces invention, and pyrethrins strike fast, then vanish. As we weigh every spray, the challenge remains: can we control pests without outlasting our welcome? Share your thoughts below.